What's up guys, Irish Turtle here, and welcome to How to Caveira, the series where I talk to you guys about how I think operators are best used and how you can put their ability to the best of its uses. So in today's video, as I said, we'll be taking a look at Caveira, and hopefully very soon after this video I'll be releasing one for Capiteo. So Caveira's ability, now this is called the Silent Step. Essentially, once you activate it, you go into a slightly crouched over state, you pull out your secondary weapon, and you move at a speed that is slightly faster than that of a crouch walk, but slower than a walk. And essentially what you can do is you can move around the map quite quickly and quietly, and you can get enemies from behind. Now, what the other half of this ability is that it doesn't specify here is called the Interrorgate. And basically what this is when an enemy is put into the down and not out state, you can run over to their down body, you can hold down the use key, and you can pull out your knife and you start interrogating them. Now, basically what happens is once this bar is completely filled, you kill that person on the ground and their entire team's location is given to you and your teammates in real time. So essentially, if you don't understand that, think Pulse but with a case of more risk reward, in the sense that the risk is you have to put yourself in a vulnerable state to interrogate somebody, and the reward is that your entire team gets the enemy locations for a short period of time and in a more direct feedback than compared to Pulse. But I kind of think this is going to get nerfed, either in the sense that the amount of time the enemy are revealed for will be shortened, or only Caveira will be able to see the enemies, because at the minute it is kind of overpowered and it is a little bit dirty. Now, let's move on to her loadout. So, essentially, she comes like all standard operators for defending. She has a submachine gun and a shotgun. Now, personally, I think the M12 submachine gun isn't fantastic, but the Spaz 15 at the minute is stupidly overpowered. In Ubisoft fashion, this is going to need a nerf immediately. Basically, its problem at the minute is it has a stupidly long range, it's stupidly overpowered, and it's just absolute filth for some of the kills. You'll see one later on a Fuse character that I actually apologise to the guy for because I thought it was that disgusting. Now, attachment-wise, I use the holographic and the laser sight, essentially because when I'm aiming down the sights, I've got a holographic, and when I'm not aiming, the hip fire is more accurate. Now we should move on to a handgun. This is called the Lucian, and it's a unique variant of Capiteo's pistol, and essentially what this does is it has a high knockdown power in close quarters, but it's non-lethal. Now essentially what this means is the closer you are to an enemy, the more damage you do to them, but you don't kill them. Essentially all you do is you knock them down into the down and not out state, allowing you to essentially interrogate them. I'm not 100% sure if a headshot will still kill, but as far as I can tell, it won't, but I haven't put that to the test, so don't quote me on it. Her gadgets are the nitro cell and the barbed wire. Again, I always use the nitro cell, personally because I think it just has more utility to it. Headgear wise, she comes with 3 variants. She has the default, the Skull Rain, and my favourite, the Caveira, which is the one I use. Now, I'm not sure if this is only available to Season Pass holders, but it's my favourite of the 3 headgears. Now, I'll quickly scroll through her bio, which you can pause if you want to read, but otherwise let's hop straight into some gameplay and some character ability breakdown. Okay, so the best way that I've found to play Capiteo is as a roamer, using her interrogation ability to benefit your team and help them. So when you hit interrogate, it takes about 3 to 4 seconds. You're vulnerable for those seconds, but once you've done it, your team gets all the information on enemies' positions and classes. So essentially, it's like a coverall of, you're essentially giving information like Pulse, but without having to relay it by voice. You relay it by obviously what they see on their HUD. So she's probably like the ultimate roamer at the minute, and the way her shotgun works, as you're about to see, is actually filth. It works at stupid range. So, like I said, she is the ultimate roamer, and in casual where people don't talk, she's going to benefit you so much because, let's face it, as I said, people don't talk in casual, and the fact that she gives information visually to you about enemy positions without having to verbalise it is really useful, and I think we're going to see a lot more casual players using her, but it'll only start to happen a couple of months in, I think, because at the minute people don't really understand how how Caveira works. So, as you've seen here, she benefits most when an enemy is just roaming on their own, wandering about. You down them really quickly, either with your pistol or your shotgun or whatever, and you interrogate them, and all the information is shared to your team, and she really benefits from doing that. But saying that, I think she'd be a character that's better off in casual than ranked overall, because in ranked, people have started sort of walking around together, and they walk around in pairs or trios, And overall, she's not really good at dealing with more than one enemy when it comes to her interrogation mechanic. So you're better off, in most cases, just killing an enemy than trying to interrogate them. So as you see here, there's two enemies. Realistically, even if I down one of them, I wouldn't be able to get the interrogation because the other player's there. Now, when she gets you, it's horrible. Like, I can't describe the fear. It's happened once to me, and I would wish it never again. Because once she gets you, you know it's coming. You know you're going to get interrogated. You know all that information is going to be given to her team about your team. And I was shouting to that sledge, get here now, get here now, she's on top of me. And he just didn't get there in time. And it's that horrible feeling of knowing you can't do anything and she's going to kill you. And it'll be interesting to see if this starts to affect the team killing meta. Because while the game, recently we've had this issue with team killing where everyone hates it, her ability to get information off killing you like that is going to lead to teammates going, right, just shoot me through the wall. I'm going to give information away. I'd rather you kill me than give that information up. And people are going to end up trying to either team kill or shooting slightly above their teammates to try and kill her while she's interrogating. And I think we're going to see the meta around team killing change a little bit because of that. And I'm quite looking forward to seeing how that changes the overall style of everything else. Now, I do say that she's great in casual because of the way she communicates information, but there are some issues, and that is that, as I said, people don't understand her class and how it works yet. I've been playing about half an hour with this team here, and this guy in front of me I'm about to team kill, and the reason I do it is because he kept kill stealing guys I had downed that I was going to interrogate. In this case, he actually shot me and injured me as well as stealing the kill. So not only did he take information away from us, but he also injured me as well, and I'd had enough of it. And that's the issue, is that in casual, because you're not communicating what you're doing, people are going to kill steal, and you're going to get issues like that. But in ranked, it might be a case of players will actually build up this meta around her where if she's on your team, you might think, okay, I've downed an enemy, I'm going to call Caveira over, she's going to interrogate that down player, and we're going to get information about the rest of the enemy team to win the round. So she's going to have a different meta, I think, in ranked than she is in casual. And maybe when it comes to ranked, people are going to roam around in pairs with her than they would solo in casual. Now, I know I've sort of given a little bit of negatives about her, but as I said, when you do well with her, you do well with her, and like the roaming power behind her character is unreal. So if you can get the kills at the right time and you can interrogate at the right moments, you can either get these amazing like kills, as you're about to see her actually get an ace because of this interrogation and the help it gives me, or you can chain interrogations together and it feels amazing. And like I say, she's going to be one of those characters, if you like roaming, you're going to love her. I think she's really going to benefit you and be right up your street. If you don't like roaming, and you don't like roamers in general, you're going to hate her. You're going to think she's overpowered, you're going to think all the balance is wrong, and I think this is going to split the community. I imagine her a bit class is going to really, really split the community, and people aren't going to be happy with her in any state that she sits in. Like I say, I do think she'll get nerfed in the sense that maybe only she'll be able to show enemy locations to herself and not to everyone else, or maybe the amount of time it takes to interrogate will increase. But again, we'll have to sort of wait and see what happens, and I'm not 100% sure on that one. So, like I say, overall, I think if you're going to play at Rome, she doesn't work well in an individual location. You're better off just wandering around, preying on those enemies that are on their own. I think in ranked, you're gonna have to play a very different style to how you play in casual with her. So she doesn't really translate across both very well because of like the levels of communication with her. If you can play like a roamer well, I think you should play her. And if you're not great at roaming, I think you should probably save your 25k renown, probably stick it into Capiteo first and then pay for her, because realistically, I think most players aren't going to like her if you don't like roaming. And that's pretty much all there is. I think I keep saying it a lot, but she is a roamer's paradise, essentially. She is the essential roamer for any team, because not only can you roam and get kills, but with those kills, you can also give information to the rest of your team. So no longer have we got these people that sort of like pulse, who are on their own, they're out, they see an enemy, they get a kill, and that's it, they're done, they just killed an enemy. If it's her, she'll roam around, she'll see an enemy, she'll get a kill, and she'll actually be able to like give the rest of the information to her team and say, okay, the rest of the enemies are here, and they can see that. I do also think she'd work well paired with Pulse, because obviously if you get that case of Pulse finds an enemy through a wall, one of them downs him, and then Capiteo will go and interrogate, and I think the balance will work quite well there. We'll see a lot of like combination sort of builds going together, which also reminds me, I'm doing a combination video for operators very soon, so that'll be something interesting to see. But Yeah, I think she's going to be an interesting character. I think the way she plays at the minute is going to change a lot of the game's meta. There's going to be a lot more difference to how we used to play, having to deal with this new operator, and she's going to be one of those people that you want to watch out for, especially when you're attacking, because if she's roaming around and you don't notice her, you're going to fuck up the rest of your team. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's been a bit of a different how-to because, like I say, she's a complicated character when it comes down to it, and there's a lot of different things about her compared to other operators. But I hope you guys enjoyed all the same. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe for more content. Capriteo's video should be coming out real soon, and I'll see you in the next one.